Liverpool prepared to offer for Premier League midfielder. According to news from Ecuador, there are hot developments that Liverpool are preparing a bid for Moises Caicedo from Brighton and Hove Albion. The 20-year-old was moved to Amex Stadium in Q1 on the deadline day. He signed on loan to Belgian team Beerschot in August 2021, but returned to Sussex in January due to a shortage of midfielders from Graham Potter. The Ecuadorian star was also scouted by Manchester United before moving to Brighton. The midfielder, who has made 10 appearances in the Premier League, has 1 goal and 1 assist. Caicedo has also started this season in Brighton's 2 home games against Newcastle United at Old Trafford with Manchester United. Graham Potter commissioned the number 25 player in the defensive midfielder role in both games. This season's role will be more important than last season as Brighton has sold Yves Bissouma, an integral part of Potter's team. With Liverpool in the race to sign Caicedo, the Seagulls risk losing another of their potential talents. Caicedo can play both as a defensive midfielder and as a central midfielder. Our mainstay in the midfield can do a great job assisting Fabinho. At only 20 years old, Caicedo has a very long career ahead of him. With the constant threat of injury looming in Liverpool's mind, signing a midfielder during this window would be a logical decision. If the club is considering a move for the Ecuadorian, it shows they believe Caicedo is the right player at the moment. Being very versatile in the middle of the pitch, he could add good depth to Liverpool's squad, which has minimal depth there. He also managed to score 2 goals and 4 assists in 23 games for the Ecuadorian star national team. The Brazilian who dreams of Anfield could be Fabinho's successor. Liverpool have had a pretty good track record with the Brazilians over the past decade. Alisson and Fabinho are now an important part of the backbone of Jürgen Klopp's all-conquering side, and the duo have enjoyed outstanding success since joining in the summer of 2018. Roberto Firmino has of course enlightened Liverpool fans for the past 7 years, and the perm-smiling Brazilian has also had a huge impact on Klopp's team. Going back a little further, Lucas Leiva and Philippe Coutinho were cult heroes at Anfield before they broke up. Now, however, the last tradition of Brazilian achievements can continue as the club is linked to Flamengo midfielder João Gomes. The young player recently expressed his desire to play for Liverpool and follow names such as Fabinho, Coutinho and Firmino one day. Liverpool is a team that I will play for. I have a great desire to play. Playing in the Champions League is my biggest dream and my family's biggest dream, my biggest dream in football, he said. Gomes has emerged as one of Flamengo's most promising players over the past 2 seasons and has really come into his own with the long Brazilian season running from April to November this year due to the World Cup. Gomes has played 43 games so far, scoring 1 goal and providing 2 assists. These stats may not seem appealing, but scoring goals and building them is not part of your game. Gomes is more than Firmino in this regard. Fabinho is a destroyer who is best at smashing the opposing play in the middle of the court. However, Gomes is also fast and dribbling. In the latest news, the 21-year-old player is reported to be the focus of top clubs in Europe, including Liverpool. But does all this mean she's ready to step up and move to Europe and, more importantly, to carry her dream to the Reds? With the Brazilian season still going on and Liverpool looking for a clear player for the remainder of the transfer window, a move is not out of the question this summer, but a move next summer could be a very realistic possibility. Gomes could be positioned as Fabinho's assistant, because Klopp wants to rejuvenate his midfield in the coming years. Gomes can learn from his compatriot Fabinho in his first few seasons at the club and take over as Liverpool's number 3 powers begin to wane. Said to be worth £48 million, Gomes won't come cheap, but it's highly rated. Only time will tell if Gomes makes his dream move. He's playing 100% against Manchester United. The former England international tipped one of Liverpool's talented youngsters to start their Premier League match against Manchester United on Monday. It's been a disappointing start for both teams, and so at Old Trafford they engage in a major shootout at Old Trafford, both desperately needing a victory. Former Leeds United and Tottenham Hotspur goalkeeper Paul Robinson said he expected Harvey Elliott to start the game after the 19-year-old's performance against Crystal Palace on Monday. "I am very impressed with him. He will play 100% against Manchester United. You can see what Jürgen Klopp thinks of him. He has no worries about putting him in the starting 11 for important games. One of his passes for Nunez was excellent. A great opportunity for Nunez. This is just one example of one of Elliott's quality pieces. He showed a lot of composure against Palace. I'm sure he will start against Manchester United regardless of who comes back from injury." Robinson also believes that Liverpool need to make sure to engage in clashes despite disappointing opening results against Erik ten Hag's team. "I don't think Liverpool will see United as a big threat at the moment. I think United will be much more worried about that," he said. Robinson's comments seem to have been a lot of fans yelling at his words, "I think. I totally agree with your comment about Harvey Elliott. Elliott has really had a good start this season and is trying to prove himself. Klopp trusted him and gave him a chance, especially in the gap caused by injuries in the Liverpool midfield at this time. Elliott made good use of the given chance. However, I think Elliott still lacks physically. Although it displays a slightly more scattered image in double fights, it really feeds the strikers well with the effective passes it throws forward. His good deal with Mohamed Salah and Darwin Nunez after he was included in the game in the Fulham match may be one of the factors that started the Manchester United match. Jürgen Klopp could use Roberto Firmino in a surprise role to help Liverpool beat Manchester United. The Reds have been dropping like flies at Anfield in recent weeks. From one star player to the next, Jürgen Klopp's roster continues to dwindle and become more scarce in terms of options. But on Thursday afternoon, Liverpool fans were delighted by the positive news of Roberto Firmino returning to practice with the A-team ahead of a mouth-watering clash against Manchester United on Monday night. Given Darwin Nunez's penalty, Firmino's return to the side is a huge boost for the team and definitely helps Klopp have more depth on offense. However, the German coach could turn a corner and put the Brazilian star in his bench instead of starting. In this scenario, there is talk that Liverpool could start with a front trio of Mohamed Salah, Fabio Carvalho and Luis Diaz at Old Trafford. Firmino started Liverpool's opening fixture in the league against Fulham, but had an ineffective performance. Firmino's last goal when he entered the Premier League was in October of last season, and throughout that campaign the Brazilians 11. He made it a habit to contribute goals from the bench rather than from the start. Excluding his hat-trick and assist against Watford in October, 8 of Firmino's remaining 12 goal contributions last season came as he left the bench in the final stages of the game. In the light of these figures, considering the fact that he returned to the Manchester United match only days before, perhaps the Liverpool boss will prefer to use the newly returned player according to the course of the match. Even if things went wrong without Firmino, he showed that he could make an impact when he came out of the bench last year, and his league goal against Arsenal or against Porto could have an impact in Liverpool's favour. A front trio of Carvalho, Salah and Diaz would be a surprise Ten Hag didn't expect, and Klopp's having Firmino on the bench would be an added bonus.